Hello there, and welcome to this stats show. I'm trying to put the mic at a different distance from my mouth, and for some reason I've decided to shout because it's further away. But people keep saying stuff about. I've watched a video on how to talk through a microphone, so apparently I need to sort of have it sort of facing me, but not in my line of. Anyway, nobody cares about that. Right, we've had a few tournaments this weekend. There was one tournament that only had 9 players, so I wouldn't ordinarily include it, and indeed I haven't. Oh, hi. However, they did have some interesting lists. So we've had a tournament in Russia called Battle A Boarding Kingdom. I think it's Russia. I'm not sure. Run by Nikolai Nesterov. But there's no lists, which is a bit annoying. I don't think there's any lists. Checked in, no list. Yeah, that's what that little red icon means. It means there's no list. So that's a bit of a shame. But Nikolai managed to win with Empire, which is why it's a bit of a shame, because Empire are doing pretty badly at the moment. So I really like to know what won that. But hey ho. And Empire got last as well, but that's pretty typical for Empire. So they did very well over this end. The typical candidates on the podium, really. Cool. So then let's have a look at the three. Let's have a look at the other one of the other ones. Now, this one I didn't include because it's only got 9 competitors. So basically, in order for me to include an event in my data, the criteria are 10 players at least, 3 games at least, points limit of between 2,750 and 1,750, sorry, and 2,500. Okay, so the reason I wanted to have a look at this is because a Dark Elf list managed to win, and the Warriors of Chaos list is actually quite interesting. So the Dark Elf list that managed to win is a Dreadlord on a Black Dragon, and Sorceress on foot. There's nothing special about the Dreadlord on Black. He's only got a 5 at ward. I mean, the Dark Elf Dragon, oh, pardon me, is the best dragon, but he's got 22 warriors with spears and a war banner, thrusting spears and a war banner. Some Dark Riders, Cold One Chariot, Cold One Knights, 27 Blackguards. Blackguards are pretty good, and a single Bolt Thrower. So, Blackguards are good. Cold One Knights are pretty good. Apart from that, I'm not really Tome of Furion. I forget what Furion does. Tome of Furion. Let's have a look, shall we? Tome of Furion. Oh, go away. Why has everything got a top up now? A pop up nowadays. It's very annoying. Tome of Furion knows one more. Oh, for God's sakes. Knows one more spell. So it's just an extra spell. So 5 spells. Huh. Okay. So more or less a level 5. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a pretty solid list. There's nothing massively special in it. We've got the Banner of Harganeth. Banner of Harganeth. AP. Oh. 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 Oh, hello. Just, it's. I just say combat. I was getting really excited then because I thought it didn't say combat. I was like, oh my god, AP 1. Repeat that. Crossbows. Ah! I was about to become all inappropriate. My god. Yeah, but Blackguards are pretty good already, aren't they? I think. Oh, where the hell have they gone? It's infantry done. Infantry's before cavalry, you idiot. There we go. So they got a full plate, 4 up save. They don't have a 6 up ward or anything. Yeah. So that's basically strength 4, AP 1. armor bane 1, and that makes them AP 2, which is okay, but it's not, you know. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'm not sure. Murderous is still rubbish. They haven't fixed Murderous yet, which I'm very annoyed at because they fixed a lot of other things in the because they've just reissued these PDFs. So these are the new ones. I'm not sure what's changed for Dark Elves because the one thing that people wanted to fix is this Murderous rule. It says it's just a single hand weapon, rolls to wound of 1, but like the only character that benefits is the sorceress. Everybody else who's got a murderous keyword is never going to use a single hand weapon, even with reroll 1s to wound. Like there's just absolutely no reason for it. So stupid. Yeah, so that's an okay list. I don't know. I don't quite get how it won, apart from he's obviously just a very good player. So well done, Adrian Bombesti of the Plastic Fight Club. Well done. Chai Vang here. Now, he's got a really interesting list because he's got the Demon Prince, which quite a lot of people like over a Lord and stuff. I actually prefer a Lord on Chaos Steed in a unit of Chosen. I think that's the cheat code at the moment. Now that they've fixed it, because they fixed Chaos, so that the Chaos Steed now has counter charge. So that unit with counter charge is just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, so he's given it the Mark of Tzeentch, level 4 wizard, which will give it magic resist 1. Which I think is the reason he's probably gone Tzeentch. The Tzeentch spell's pretty good. It makes his attacks flaming and magical. Yeah. He's got the Giant Blade, which is pretty nice. Armour of the Damned, Diabolic Splendour, and Dark Magic. Dark Magic. Okay, so he's going to... So Dark Magic means he's going to be buffing himself, I think, quite a lot. But no, Dark Magic's like a general buffing lore, isn't it? It's... I need the rule book for that. Dark Magic's like a generalised buffing lore, isn't it? So Dark... I mean... You get that, which is Doombolt's okay. I mean, AP2 is quite nice. That's a good hex. Yeah. Enchantment, Frenzy, Hatred. I mean, that's amazing. Frenzy and Hatred. Anyway, what else has he got? He's gone... We need to look at the Chaos Magic items. What else did he go for? He went for Armour of the Damned and Diabolic Splendour. Now, Diabolic Splendour, I think, is one of the gifts, isn't it? Diabolic Splendour. Yeah, -1 to hit in shooting. And Armour of the Damned, full plate... Ooh. During combat, enemy models must reroll successful rolls to hit. Oh, that's nice. He's got Chaos Armour, which basically gives him... So he's got his full plate from Armour of the Damned. So he's got a 4 up normal save, 4 up ward save, regen 5. The regen, 4 up ward and 5 up regen, they're just standard. The problem is if he gets hit by magical attacks, he doesn't get his ward save, nor does he get his regen save, because warp spawned... essentially means you don't get regen against magical attacks, and I think unstable means you don't get ward save against magical attacks as well. I think is how that works. Let's go and have a look at the USRs just to check whether I've got that the right way around or not. I probably haven't. Where's the special rules? Special rules. Come on, there they are. So I've gone too far again. They're going to be more or less on the same page because they're quite close to each other in the thing. Unstable. Nope, it's not that one. What is it? Unstable. Oh. Warp spawned. Cannot make a regen save against a wound caused by a magical attack. Maybe just get his 4-up ward against magical attacks then. I'm sure I've read something. So anyway, I'm sure I've read something somewhere that says that you don't get your 4-up ward save against magical attacks. But actually, that's a really good, like, re-rolling hits against him is going to make it quite difficult to hit him. Like, he's then toughness, base toughness 5, I think. Yeah, base toughness 5. He's only got 4 wounds, but still, he's got... No, I can't remember why you don't get the ward against magical attacks. That's not... Yeah. No. I've got that wrong in my head. So actually, he's got a 4-up save. You're re-rolling hits against him. He's got magic resist 1 because of the Mark of Zinch. Diabolic Splendor means he's -1 to hit in shooting, which he's going to need because he's never really going to be able to get Lookout Sir. Because he's monstrous infantry, and unless you've taken some ogres, you can't do Lookout Sir. And he's also given him the Giant Blade, which is, I think, multiple damage. It's a pretty decent magic item. It's not the Ogre Blade. Ogre Blade's basically a great weapon with multiple wounds D3. The Giant Blade is... Does that Ogre Blade require 2 hands? No, it doesn't. So you can have a shield as well as the Ogre Blade. And then the Giant Blade is... multiple wounds 2, and it's got Armor Bane 2 and Strength +1. So he's going to be swinging at Strength 7 in combat with Armor Bane 2, multiple wounds 2. So he's pretty nasty. Alright. So that's quite cool. And he's obviously giving it Fly 9, because why wouldn't you? I don't think that gives him Swift Stride, though, does it? You don't get Swift Stride. He hasn't got Swift Stride, no. So that's interesting. Cool. And then you got this... I suppose the other thing is, though, because, that he's basically got an 18-inch march move, so he can go all over the place. So then he's got an Exalted Champion with his Battle Standard Bearer, who's got the Bedazzling Helm. Yeah, because Exalted Champion, so he's -1 to hit, +1 to his save. So heavy armor, shield, so he's got a 3-up save. Enchanting Aura means you're striking last against him. Exalted Champion can take 100 points of... I know Enchanting Aura is a gift, isn't it? Yeah, so we could do all that. This is actually a super smart list. I really like this. So he's got like a really super defensive Exalted Champion with like a 3-up save, -1 to hit, and you're striking last. That then goes in the unit of Chaos Warriors who've got Hellbeds, so they're Strength 5, AP 1. You're re-rolling 6s to hit against them. So -1 to hit, re-rolling 6s against him, who's got 3 wounds, so he's pretty good. Then he's got a couple of units of Knights, a couple of Chariots, who also have a Mark of Nurgle, and some Chosen Knights, who also have Nurgle, and some... Oh, Chaos... So he has got some Chaos Ogres. So the 3 Chaos Ogres, basically that allows you to do Lookout Sir with the Demon Prince whilst all 3 of those are alive. So it's just... This is a really, really smart list. I really like this list. And he managed to lose a game. Who did he manage to lose to? Chai Vang... which way round does it work? I forget which way round it works. Chai Vang... It might have been Adrian. Ah, no, he did. Yeah, it must have been him. So it's actually the Dark Elf list was the one he lost against, but it wasn't by a lot. 400 points. That's only a couple of units, really. So yeah, Chai's list I really, really like. Apologies if I've butchered your name and it's actually Kai or something. But yeah, really, really, really cool list. Sadly, only 9 results, so I thought that would be interesting just to have a look at that. Then we've got an Italian tournament, Fulvio Perillo. managed to win it with some orcs and goblins. Alessandro Amadio managed to get second with Kingdom of Bretonia, and Corrada, sorry, you don't roll R's if they're double, do you? You do roll R's if they're single. So it's Alessandro Amadio, Corrado Bastre, I think. And Domenico Vaiano. With High Elves. Yeah, I think we'll have a look at these three. There's only 3 tournaments this weekend, which is why I'm going a bit more slowly than usual to get to the meta. Right, so we've got a Master Necromancer. Oh, he's got a Vampire and he did well. The way to do badly with vampires is to take vampires. Actually, Necromancy's the build. He's got some ghouls, wolves, zombies, bats, terrorgeist, Vargoyle. Okay, he's got a bit of everything. There's nothing. He's got the Mortis engine. He's got an acolyte. Yeah, I mean it's okay as lists go. He's gone for yeah. If they're all on Coven Throne, that's smart to put the Battle Standard Bearer on, because then you've got basically an 18-inch bubble of losing fewer troops to crumble. So that's pretty good. And that's pretty smart as well, because even if he kills the Master Necromancer, then that's still around to essentially boost people up for the purposes of crumble. So yeah, that's actually quite smart. But it's not as good as taking loads of Terrorgeists and Tomb Banshees and just screaming people off the table. Right. Oh no. Oh no, you can only take maximum of 3 of anything, can't you? So I could have 3 Banshees. Huh. And some. Anyway, so I've just thought of a list. I think I own more or less all of it as well. Okay, so Alessandro Amadio, who got second place with this list. He's got a Duke, he's got a Giant Blade, Gauntlet of the Duel, Virtue of Confidence. So Gauntlet of the Duel basically means that you can't refuse duels. He's got the Virtue of Confidence, which means he can reroll hits in a duel. And he's got the Giant Blade, which we've just taken a look at. And he's got the Gilded Cuirass. Sorry. That's in the Good Guy. Oops, that's in the Good Guy book, isn't it? I think. Gilded Cuirass. Here we go. 5 up regen. Makes perfect sense. So he's got his 3 up armor save. He's got his 5 up ward probably, and 5 up regen. So that's quite a defensive Duke. He's got a prophetess. He's got a paladin. Knights of the Realm, Man at Arms. Nothing special about any of them. Pegasus Knights. Obviously Pegasus Knights are the best thing in the Bretonnian roster, hands down. Squires, and then Grail Knights. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good list. I mean, I'd like more Pegasus Knights, to be honest, if possible. Get rid of those Grail Knights and have another unit of Pegasus Knights would be better. They've got far more output. But, yeah, very good. Very, very good, very nice. And then the winner was with Talismano di Protezione, Spada dell'Ogre. Yeah, so we've got a Black Oak War Boss with Talisman of Protection. The Ogre Blade, obviously. Why is it got those 2 in Italian? Oh no, it hasn't. Oh, cool. Gets to do some translation. It's got a bit Black Oak War Boss, Big Boss, sorry, who's the BSB. Stendardo da Guerra. With a Boar Chariot and some Trollhide trousers, which are like a 5 at ward or something, or -1 to. I can't remember exactly what. Let's look. I've been looking at everything else. They're in the Evils book. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. It improves armor. Yeah, regen 5 and +1 armor save. Yeah, yeah. And they're extremely common. Could you take the Trollhide trousers and the Talisman of Thingy? Anyway, so then you got a level 4 wizard for 200 points because orcs and goblins can do that. It's nuts. It's not as greenskins aren't quite as good at magic spams. Empire, I think Empire is the most magic spammy, but yeah. With Idol of Gork, I don't know what the Idol of Gork does. What does the Idol of Gork do? Idol of Gork. I haven't done the greenskin book review yet, have I? Magic items. Idol of Gork. Idol. Did he say Idol of? Did he say Idol of Gork? Oh, is that in the new Arcane Journal? Oh, the new. I don't know how, but I had a bit of software that I used to use to convert these to PDFs, and it was an online thing, and I don't know what I've done with it. I've just lost it somewhere, or it's been shut down for some reason. But because these e-readers, I really don't like them. They're very, very unhelpful. I'm going the wrong way. Idol of Gork. Range of all spells by 3. And once per turn may reroll a... What? For 40 points? That is amazing. +3 range and reroll a casting roll. Once per turn? Oh! That's amazing. It's only 40... You bloody greenskins. Honestly. That is so good. Oh, my God. Sorry, I'm having to move. That's so good now. Oh. Don't believe it. That's so good. Anyway, yeah, well, you would take that. That's a must take if you're greenskin. Absolutely. So he's got that. I still can't. Oh my God, because you could do it with the, you could, because you, what do I want to show you? I've just thought of something it's just so, that's really, really good because, where's the laws? There they are. I'll just shut them down. Right, Wow Magic. Right, they've got 2 really, really good spells. Here we go. So, any friendly unit within the caster's command range. So, the range of the spell is improved by 3. Unless, I bet it says somewhere, doesn't it, that you've got to have a range of... So, that's range self, so you can't improve the range of self. Okay, so you can't improve the range of that. But still, like... It's just a reroll. Does it say failed, or just reroll a casting roll? So one of the things they clarified for High Elves and for Dark Elves have this innate ability. High Elves it's called Liliath's Blessing, and Dark Elves it's called... It'll come to me. Somebody else's blessing, anyway. Hecate's Blessing. And Hecate's Blessing allows you to reroll one failed casting roll per game, and Liliath's Blessing allows you to reroll one failed casting roll per turn. However, because it's a failed casting roll, they've ruled, and I think this is right, that a failed casting roll is not... A miscast is not a failed casting roll, okay? So if you are a high elf player, you roll double 1, you can't use Liliath's Blessing to then re-roll it, because it's not a failed casting roll, it's a miscast, which is different. This one just says re-roll a casting roll. So successful, fail, miscast, whatever, 40 points to basically be immune to miscasts is just immense. And +3 inch range is pretty good too. But like, Oh, it's just fun. I don't believe they've written all that into an item. Really, it just seems a bit too good to be true. Unless they're going to change it soon and say no, we actually meant failed. In which case, it's probably worth 40 points. Okay. Anyway, Anello di Rubino della Rovina. Anello di Rubino della Rovina. Amulet of. Oh, I don't know. I think an anello is an amulet, isn't it? Or is it a ring? Am I ever going to be able to figure this out? Anello di Rubino. Yes, of course I am, because we have Google. Excuse me. No. It's funny that I concentrate on turning the thing on mute and then right. Translate. Yeah. Detect language. It's not French. Well done. Well done, AI. Brilliant. Ruby ring of... Oh, of course it is. Ah. Yeah, ring. Yeah. Ruby ring of ruin. Of course it is. I should have guessed that because everybody's got that. Everybody takes that. Free magic missile, isn't it? Then we've got Night Goblin, big boss on a cave squig. Don't know what he's doing there. Bit of a waste. Then we've got 20 Black Orcs, 3 Fanatics, 3 Fanatics. You know, one thing they didn't clear up in their FAQ was whether Fanatics are actually part of the unit. There's two schools of thought on the whole Fanatic debate. So the Fanatic issue is this. If you destroy the unit of goblins, but there are Fanatics still on the table at the end of the game, does your opponent get the victory points for destroying the unit? Some people say no, they don't, because they've still got models on the table. I say yes, they have, because the Fanatics are effective. The Fanatics are dead as soon as they're released, pretty much. It's just determining the amount of time until they are dead. And I suppose hypothetically one could swing around hypothetically forever without ever rolling a double and without ever hitting any scenery. I guess that's possible. If you release an infinite amount of Fanatics, obviously some will live forever. However, they're not part of the unit and they never were. They are taken as an upgrade to the unit at unit selection, but they are never part of the unit, I would argue. They're not part of the unit like a standard bearer is. They're not part of the unit like a weapon upgrade is, like spears, for instance, or great weapons. That's clearly part of the unit. But Fanatics are never part of the unit. They are never deployed with the unit. You know, they count as being in the unit and then they're out of the unit. As soon as they're deployed, they're out of the unit. So they never existed. So they don't count as... to me, they count as dying straight away. But other people, there are other opinions available. Some people play it that if there's a Fanatic left on the table, you only get 25% because you've killed 75% of the unit. You only get that one. I mean, I think that's stupid because... Fanatics do enough work killing stuff. They're worth their points for that. They're not worth their points to essentially save you, like with this unit, 120 points if the Fanatics survive. Right? Anyway, so then he's got another Black Orc mob because he's got 2 Black Orc characters, so you got to have 1 mob per character. So there's the other one. He's got a couple of Goblin Bolt Throwers. Personally, I'd always take the maximum of these, because 45 points for a bolt thrower at BS3 is dirt cheap. And then he's got a Mangler Squig, which again... And he's got a Doom Diver. I like Doom Divers. I think they're pretty good. And pretty cheap for what they do. So that's a really good list. So, well done. Well done. Who won with that list? I'm not surprised. It's a very good list. Works quite well. So, well done. Well done, Fulvio. Then we had the Old World at High Ground Hobbies, which was here. Oh. Really? 13381 Hatchet Road, which is apparently that. Okay. Oh, is that a gaming? Oh no, hold on. I think there's like an industrial thing. Yeah, this is like oh. Why have they asked for that particular aspect to be blanked and not this bit? There is. Yeah, is that that's just a table on. Huh. Or are they making gaming tables, or is that just that's just the wood for this paneling, isn't it? They're doing something to. Anyway, I think it's actually here. I think this is actually the road, or is it this? Or it could be this actually, couldn't it? What's that? Car. This does feel like a kind of back street sort of industrial centre. Down Hackett Road Industrial Centre or something. US 72. So you go off US 72 and it's that building there. It's quite nice. Yeah, quite a nice bit of country. Oh, and Tom Butler, State Senate, a working leader. What does that even mean? A working leader. Vote for Tom, a dysfunctional candidate. Politicians. They're all mad. Right, anyway, so that was... it's probably somebody's mate. But anyway, John Barkmeyer with his Beastmen, who's part of Team Beastmen Aren't Real, managed to win. We've got some dwarves getting third, which is really interesting because people have got a massive downer on dwarves at the moment. I don't know why. I think they're pretty good. Oh, John, you didn't submit your list, you toad. Oh, I can't even look at it. Oh. I like looking at Beastman lists because they're always weird. Like everything, and Luke seemed to log in but not turn up. Ogres came bottom. I wonder why. Let's have a look. An Empire. Dwarves came bottom as well. So let's compare the two. Oh, let's not compare the two dwarf lists because the other dwarf player hasn't put it in. So this is the ogre player that came bottom. He's got a tyrant on foot. That's a good choice. Slaughtermaster on foot. Good choice. All his characters are on foot. These are good choices. We've got some bows. We've got some bows. We've got some bulgug bows. We've got some iron guts. We've got some saber tusks. We've got some more iron guts. Man-eaters, yetis. Yeah, the problem here is iron guts are basically just ogres with great weapons. There's nothing massively special about them. You know, heavy armor doesn't really provide much benefit, to be honest. So iron guts aren't that good. Man-eaters are pretty cool. There's no big monsters. There's no cannon. There's no... I just fill out core with like bulls and saber tusks, to be honest. Saber tusks have got a bit of utility to them in that they've got Vanguard and Scout and move through cover and stuff. So you can put them in essentially woods, a couple of small unit strength 1 skirmishers that, can charge in and do a bit of damage to like a lone wizard, but throughout the rest of the game they basically just get ignored. They can go after war machines and stuff. They're pretty good at that. So saber tusks they've got impetuous though, so they're not amazingly wieldy. But saber tusks are pretty good for their points, especially in small packs like that. That's sensible, and then the rest bulls, and then he needs more monstrous things. Mournfang Cav are one of the best units in the game. Like hands down, they're fantastic. Like they do so much work. So needs a bit more Mournfang Cav really. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. It's just he's got the lore familiar, so he can get Plague of Rust is super effective for ogres, by the way, really effective. Then we've got Vampire Counts Torn, where we've got Strigoi Gulking, who's on a Terrorgeist. We've got a Vampire Count on a Zombie Dragon. We got... Where did this one come? Oh no, hold on. I've got rid of it, haven't I? Oh, you idiot. Oh, that's the one that won, isn't it? And then dwarves. Where's it gone? Hold on. I've cocked that up. I do apologise. It's not Sacramento. Was it? We've looked at Battle A. That's the Russian one where we didn't get any things. Is it this one? Hatchet Road. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, Beast from the Player One didn't. So this is this Michael Rapper came third. That's a pretty arresting name, to be honest, Michael. It's it stopped me in my tracks a little bit. I presume it's like Rapper or French for something. So we've got anyway, dwarves, concentrate. We've got an Anvil of Doom here. The reason it's arresting is I don't think I can actually say it on and without YouTube taking the video down, or at least causing me problems. There's certain words that you just can't use for whatever reason, and then if you do use them, YouTube spots it and tells you not to. Or else the content gets like nobody can watch it or something. I don't know. It gets taken off the search algorithm or whatever. Anyway, so we've got an Anvil of Doom, which is, you see them quite a lot. I don't think they're worth the points personally because it can't move. So, you know, people come to you anyway, I suppose. Then he's got a king with a Rune of Preservation, which should give him a 6-up ward, I think. Rune of Fury, +1 attack. Master Rune of Dragon Slaying, which gives him Monster Slayer. Rune of Passage, which means the unit he's in ignores cover or something. And Rune of Parrying, is that one your opponent's -1 weapon skill? Something like that? Now, if I've got all of those right, I think I deserve a medal. Let's have a quick look for all of this stuff. Good guys. Dwarves. Runic items. So, what did we have? We had Dragon Slaying. Oh, I've got that one wrong. Roll through against Behemoths. 2+ is always a success. That's very good. Has he got that on a great weapon? Yes, he does. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. So, Dragon Slaying. Parrying. It's just -1 to hit. Oh, that's really good actually. -1 to hit. That's very, very good. He's got good weapon skill anyway. I thought it was -1 weapon skill. Not anyway. Rune of Passage. So I've got 0 out of 2 so far. Rune of Preservation. I've got 0 out of 3. It's the Rune of Shielding that gives you the ward save. Rune of Preservation is immune to Killing Blow and multiple wounds. Fine. Good. So I've got none of those. Fury and Passage. Fury is a weapon rune, isn't it? I think. Fury +1 attack, got that right. So that's 1 out of 4. And Rune of Passage. Move through cover. Yeah, ignore cover. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, cool. So I've got 2 out of 5. That's not bad. And the others weren't a million miles away. I'm not doing it again. He's got Rune of Preservation, Rune of Passage, Rune of the Furnace, Rune of Fortitude. Rune of Passage, Rune of the Furnace, 3+ ward save, Rune of Fortitude? Fortitude? I don't know where that is. Not a clue. Rune of Fortitude. Oh, here it is. +1 toughness. Oh, very good. Yeah, very, very good. Right, so that's that. So he's actually got this Anvil of Doom, he's got the King, he's got a BSB with a Master Rune of Grunye, which gives... it's just on the other screen, hold on a sec. Where the bloody hell are the standard runes? Master Rune of Grunye. Ah, that's the ward save one. So that one's actually really good, because it's a 5 at ward save for the unit he's in, and a 6 at ward save for friendly units within 6 inches. So if you put him reasonably centrally, you can get like 2 or 3 units. Anyway, we've got some Rangers. Rangers are excellent. Got some Longbeards. They're okay. Got some Ironbreakers. They're pretty good, but he's given them both drilled, so they're pretty mobile. He's got... I like cannons, I'm not going to lie. He's got a gyrocopter with a steam gun. I think the steam gun's the best gun. Like, you can hit so many of a unit, and because it's so quick and manoeuvrable, you can pretty much just place that template wherever you like on the table. And it's still going to take your opponent a bit to try and take them down. So, like, 3 of them with steam guns is going to do a lot of work. Especially on one unit. You know, you think, boo, 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 all that, you know, at the same unit. That could be pretty devastating. Iron Drakes are great. With a Trollhammer torpedo, you tend to see these in like units of 5, because 5's the minimum unit size. 3 units of 5, i.e. 3 Trollhammer torpedoes. I mean, the Drake guns are pretty good, but the Trollhammer torpedoes are well worth their points, so that's what you tend to see. And he's got a gyro bomber. Then they're not as good as... They're pretty good. They're not as good as gyrocopters, I don't think, in terms of the points, because... let's see if we can get them both on the same page. No, we can't, because they're both a page long. Anyway, so you can go away. You can go away. So gyrocopters, yeah. So they've got toughness 5, 3 wounds, 4 up save somewhere. Full plate, yeah. Toughness 5. That's the same. These have got an extra wound, basically. And they can do a bombing run every turn, which is pretty good. I mean, yeah, okay. Bombing run's not awful. It's just slightly less reliable. Poor me. Yep. That one's slightly faster. Both got the swift stride. Yeah, okay. Gyro bombers are quite good, although I still think steam guns are the best. So yeah, that's an okay list. There's no hammerers, which surprises me. Like, normally you see hammerers, because hammerers are great. They're the best unit that dwarves have got. So the fact that he's doing this without hammerers is pretty good. Pretty good. Hammerers are better than Longbeards, I think. So yeah, so well done to Mike with his dwarfs. Very well done, and well done to John for winning the tournament. But not well done to John because he didn't post his list. Oh yeah, and this one Eric came second. Eric Schickel came second with some vampire counts. So he's actually got some vampires. So he's got the Ogre Blade. So he's got a Zombie Dragon and a Terrorgeist. So he's got 2 Terrorgeist. Oh, God. So he's got 4 Terrorgeists and a Zombie Dragon and then some core stuff. Like, this is more or less irrelevant. Oh God. And he's got the Terrorgeist, and they're just going to be screaming at everything on the table, just killing loads. Their scream attacks, Wailing Dirge, is just horrific. It's the nastiest thing in the game. Like, it's just so bad. Like, you know, so badly written. It's just far too good, to be honest. It's, yeah. So anyway, he's maximising that, and then he's got this bloody vampire count to go around and kill opponents' dragons. So that's that, really. Ogre Blade, Protection Talisman. He's a vampire. Oh, God. Oh. He's a... Oh, I didn't turn it off. He's a... This is supposed to be... I need to slap it a bit harder. Yeah, whatever. Yes, it's a lot of Terrorgeists, basically. So I think that's about it, really. Was there anything else I wanted to... Lega Italiana. I did get that one, yeah. Grosseto. Yeah. Cool. So let's have a look at the current position of the Mitar. So we need to click refresh so we can update it. So I'll just explain the stats. I know I do this every time, but just in case somebody new's watching, win percentage is quite straightforward. That's how many games that these factions have won. The standard deviation is essentially this gives you a normal range. So a Dark Elf player at a tournament should be a normal Dark Elf player at a tournament will be winning somewhere between. Lizardmen have come down. That's interesting. Yeah, I thought they would. So a normal Dark Elf player will get between 69 and 35% win rate at a tournament. So basically, you can use this to sort of work out how normal you are. So I was at a tournament weekend before last, and I won 3. So I won 60% of my games, which makes me a normal Warriors of Chaos player, because normally a Warriors of Chaos player will win between 20% to 80% of their games, give or take. So out of 5 games, you expect to win 1, 2, 3, or 4 games. That's a normal result for a Warriors of Chaos player. 1, 2, 3 wins out of 4. You're doing badly if you lost all 5, and you're doing well if you won all 5. So if we look at dwarfs, for instance, a normal dwarf player is 13% to 73%. Now, it is worth pointing out that the data we have, this is how many tournament results we have. This is not good yet. Once this grand total gets to about 500, I'm pretty certain that we're saying something about the external balance. However, until these figures get to about sort of 400 or 500, these figures are not particularly. I mean, they're okay. Once you get to 30, the error margin's still pretty big. It's like 10% at this stage. So this could be 10% out, and this could be 10% out. So, once you start to build in the error margins, these results start to look like a lot more guesswork. I think that the point is, though, what we've got to look for is this stuff over here, which is where I'm ranking it in terms of like outliers. So what you want to see is like this. So this is essentially looking at the Z stat correlating to the win percentage, and basically what you're looking for is a third to be in green, a third yellow, and a third red, because that means that everything's pretty evenly spread, and that means that we're not clustering around a mid pack and then with outliers that are doing very well and very badly. That means that everything's quite flat. In fact, we can just do a quick ready reckoner by looking at the kurtosis, which is that's sort of a normal distribution. You want it to be like between -1 and 4 for it to be said to be a normal distribution. I mean, 1 is obviously, is it 1 or is it, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either 1 or 2 that means it's perfectly normal. So we're a ways off that, but yeah, so anyway, we want this to be about a third in an ideal world, and that shows that external balance is good. It's not at the moment because we've got a few too many factions, not very many factions, sorry, in this bottom 4. We've got a few too many factions in like the mid pack, really. We need one of these to turn red. Maybe even 2 to turn red would be good. But yeah, in terms of external balance, it all looks pretty good at the moment. This is looking at the standard deviation. So this is essentially how you could call this is how successful a faction is at winning games. This is how successful a faction is at doing so reliably. So a lower score here, so a green here, means these factions are incredibly reliable. So you've got Dark Elves, where we don't really have enough results. Tomb Kings are one of the most reliable factions, and we do have a lot of results for them. So they pretty much always score pretty well. And then you've got Bretonia, who are quite reliable, but they're not winning as much as the Tomb Kings. Britannia, however, are finishing well. So this final column looks at the same Z score, but in relation to tournament standing. So it's possible to have a fairly low win percentage, but do very well in tournaments. So Chaos and Britannia seem to do very well in tournaments. What that means is that they're not losing by a lot when they're losing, and it means they're winning by big margins when they're winning, but they're not winning as frequently as some of the other factions. So Lizardmen and Dark Elves, for instance, they find it, basically what this is saying is Lizardmen and Dark Elves, as a comparison with Britannia and Chaos, Lizardmen and Dark Elves find it easier to win the game, but harder to win the game convincingly. Or, alternately, they are losing games significantly when they're losing, whereas Chaos and Britannia, they don't tend to get tabled. It tends to be a lot closer. In general. So that's what all of this is saying. It's saying that everything's pretty balanced at the moment. There's Tomb Kings are a bit worrying because we've got 3 greens. We don't want that. Skaven are doing quite badly, but again, there's not a lot of results. Ogres have managed to get a bit better this week compared with last. So if we go to like last week and we go to last month's data, Ogres were terrible and reliably terrible. So a month on and a few more results, and they've lost their reliably terrible result. So that's okay. Skaven are rubbish, but they're one of the most unreliable factions out there in terms of the variability of results. So they're getting results all over the place. Luckily, it's not normal for everybody to be winning negative games, so that's a good thing. Statistically, so this is how the meta looks at the moment. We're doing okay meta wise. I think again GW have got a pretty balanced game, apart from Tomb Kings are a bit of an issue, and I think there's one magic item they could fix it's the armor of reroll wounds, because you put that on a dragon and it's horrible. But other than that, I think everything's okay meta wise. It's looking like a pretty healthy game. So, get out there and get into some tournaments if you want. You don't have bad games at tournaments. It starts to get, if you don't think of yourself as a tournament player, don't worry about going to tournaments and playing against those super competitive players who are going to create a negative play experience and all the rest. Don't worry about that. And the reason I say don't worry about that is quite simply because you're probably not going to end up playing them. Like if this is your first tournament, it's really, really, really unlikely that you're going to be playing against people who are at that level. You're probably going to be playing against people at your level. Me is null. Is me. Well done. So yeah, get out there and have a go at a tournament. It's a bit of a commitment. I think that's the problem, but whatever. So it's a lot of fun. So there's one going off in California, Grand Clash. We've got one in Australia. We've got one. This is an online event. I think this is that the first online event? I'm not sure. Going off this weekend. We've got Battles in the Border Princes, which is Warhammer World's own tournament, which will be a 60-player 5-round. I think this will be the biggest, longest tournament, be the biggest 5-game tournament so far. But it is only 1,500 points, I think, so I can't include the results in my... because I've said I'm not doing 1,500 points, although I might make an exception. I think it's 1,500, isn't it, that they've decided? Yeah. I mean, the reason they're doing 15, and this is so stupid, it's very GW, the reason they're doing 1,500 rather than a decent points limit is basically because they've converted all the tables to the new 40k and AOS table sizes, so they've got rid of all their 6x4s, which is just like so dumb. Anyway, then we've got there's only 8 players maximum in that, but it will probably be fun. I like smaller tournaments actually, where there's like 10, 12 of you. They're a lot of fun because you do get to talk to everybody and you do hear about everybody's stories, and it's a bit more of a community. Although I do like a massive tournament every now and again as well. Fantasia Fanatic, which is going off in wherever the hell that is, Västerbottens Lawn. Is that Sweden? Has he just forgot Swedish? Don't know. Canada. GA. Don't know what state that is. GA. Anyway. TN. Tennessee. GA. Don't know. And then we've got another one in Canada. One in Texas. One in, is that Minneapolis? Is that a state? Vancouver. Coeur d'Alene in ID, and yeah, some cool stuff going off at various places over the next few weekends. Various sizes. We've got some 5-round tournaments. We've got some 3-round tournaments. We've got Rob Symes has got his Squarebase GT5, which is great. I love Rob's events. I think he's brilliant. They're always really well organised, and like he knows how to run an event. It's just a pity he hasn't got a bigger venue. So yeah, next time I go to one of Rob's events, I'm definitely stopping over. I didn't last time because I'd rather get home, but you know, I'm really only there for the beer, to be honest. Right, cool. So that's the tournament meta. And there are some news updates, but I'll do a separate video about that, and I also need to do a video on the Orcs still, so lots to come over this week, it seems. So anyway, I shall say toodaloo. Oh yeah, also, if you've liked the video, there's a button for that, and if you've got this far, I hope this video has earned your subscription. So if it has, you know what to do. Anyway, I was just going to turn the mic off and just keep doing stuff, but I'd forgotten to actually press the stop recording button, not the stop mic. Anyway, toodaloo, bye-bye.